Washington Commanders. Of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Zappi fakes a handoff, looks to throw it. Finding Taysom Hill complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Washington defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Second and 11. Zappi looks to throw it. Over the middle, complete. It's Morrison. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. In motion, the tight end. Zappi on 3rd and 2. They'll get this out to Kamara. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Zappi looking to throw it on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Morrison. And they'll work this down inside the 30. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. On 2nd down, Kamara. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Slot man moves right. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Rolling to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Tanner Muse, the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How are they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
Throwing on 2nd and long. Zappi into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off, and the Commanders are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, that's earned it by their play, the psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
And he's got room. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Now on 2nd and 13. Powell got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 41-yard line. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Going right back to Dotson. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
And the Saints are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
On 2nd and 10, Zappi, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll send a receiver in motion left.
Zappi on 3rd down.
Eluding the pressure right. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he'll be out right at the 35. First grab for Thomas. It's good for a 1st down as well. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara.
He'll get this to about the 38.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Looking to throw, Zappi.
He finds his man, complete. It's Morrison. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Zappi to throw on 1st down.
And going deep for Hill. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to get the football back at their own 17.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then...
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Washington!
Jonathan Taylor with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter.
After a fairly uneventful first quarter, that last play, that'll make a few highlight clips.
It certainly will, and you're exactly right. The first quarter almost felt like a feeling out process, didn't it? Both teams, okay, what are we going to do? Looks like they ramped things up just a little bit to start the 2nd quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. 3rd down. Here's Zappi. And now a fumble. The ball's out.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
A first down carry for Davis. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Zappi. To the right side and complete to Thomas. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Zappi. There's Chris Olave. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. You give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
1st and 10, Zappi. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Brandon, you know this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
Zappi looking to throw it again. Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Here's Zappi. He is going to find Hill here. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Off the fake, Zappi. out of the backfield. That's complete to Kamara. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. He finds his man, complete. It's Morrison. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They'll throw again with Zappi. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Now Zappi.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Commanders are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds.
It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Well, I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Off play action. It's Howell.
They'll roll him out right.
Going to be caught downfield by Dotson.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Faking the handoff. Howell.
He'll let this go for the end zone.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
Curtis Samuel. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list.
And the Commanders will extend their lead here just before halftime.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
First and 10 here for Hal and the Commanders.
At their 25-yard line.
On first down, Hal. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field.
It returns it right back to Samuel.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
13 yards there and a Washington first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll go play action. Howell.
Out to his left.
Oh, Howell loses it.
And this is picked up by the Saints. There he goes right side. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Tristan Vizcaino for the extra point.
And that one makes it 14-7.
Commanders 14, Saints 7.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one, because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a one-score game.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
To the right side, this is Taylor.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Back to Taylor on first down.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor.
And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
That's Samuel, caught left side. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Commanders go up by 2 touchdowns.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-7.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They'll try to get the run game going. Here's Davis. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They go again with Davis. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
Zappy now on 1st and 10.
On the check down, he finds Kamara. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Zappy back to throw.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field, going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
The tackle by Jordan Jackson.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Well, the play fake, and now here's how to throw it. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. It's a gain of 35.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
You can't block me.
Caught on the slam. Touchdown. Curtis Samuel from 8 yards out. And the Commanders look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
The Saints on 3rd down. Can't be any better than a perfect 6 for 6. This will be 3rd and 15. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st. And he gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. He finds his man, complete. That's Morrison. On 1st down, here's Zappi. He's going to air one out. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. 52 yards. And the Saints are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Point after here coming up. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down.
On the draw is Taylor.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And even 150 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
The tight end Henry here in motion.
Now they go play action with Howell. Quick slant, Dotson.
Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
They'll throw on first down. Here's Howell.
Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
To throw again on second down.
Howell. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Saints are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
2-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
He'll buy some time right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
And the Commanders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into...
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
And now off
to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Point after try forthcoming. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fields it right around the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all three timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence and playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
On second down, they'll run it here. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Taking a shot for Samuel. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
So a victory here for the Commanders. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Well, without question, when you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for Washington, the win pushes their record now to 11-2 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles.